I'm Kelly, founder of Oddfrog Entertainment.
And I'm Eddie, co-founder, and yeah, we're business partners in this whole venture you see right here. So yeah, starting with the Bandido, which is our first flagship product, is a 1/12 scale, fully customizable action vehicle for your action figures. So you'll be able to swap out the bumpers, the grills, the tires, the rims, the hoods.
Car battery activates the lights.
Oh wow.
And the batteries are under the engine.
Okay.
So this is something you'd be able to do with it with various parts for different kits. That matte black is the base model, and then we're working with Elite Display Customs to create Snap City.
Snap City.
It'll be like panels where you can make city blocks. It has underground, subterranean levels. You'll be able to make 2-story buildings. It'll come with subway cars, all sorts of things you need to create a display diorama.
Okay.
This here is the Oddfrog comic book. I'll let Kelly talk a bit about that.
Yeah, so our comic book should be coming out around the end of the year or beginning of next year. It's getting lettered now. We got the comic book artist Bob Layton was gracious enough to do a variant cover for us, and these are the figures that will be associated with the book.
Okay.
So essentially the story is it's set about 20 years in the future from present. Before they all change, this character here, our protagonist, the Oddfrog, is a nano engineer, and he's making a serum that's going to make everybody healthy on a molecular level. But the AI construct in the building wants to evolve itself, so it secretly puts in its own algorithm into these little billions of nanorobots. And when people use it, it affects this transformation for them.
That's wicked, man.
It's like a modern ooze where we can dive into what's happening, you know? But essentially, it's a platform for Eddie and I just to go hog wild with character design, which is really what we love to do. You know? So.
Yeah, and aside from our own IP, we're working with Ron Chaney Estate to create a bunch of figures from his old original movies. We were actually in a meeting with his great-grandson, Ron Chaney. Pitched him the idea and he loved it, and they let us use the license for various movies.
That's big.
Yeah,
and then we also are working with Eric Larson to do Savage Malcolm, which is Savage Dragon's son. We did a Chuck E. Cheese prototype for Bull Airs. Working with Mega J Retro and Danny Green on El Dragoon.
Mega J.
Then we're working with David Faustino and his Grandmaster B character from Married with Children, and we prototyped that, painted it, and he was actually here yesterday doing autographs, meet and greets.
Man, you guys, again, a lot of us been talking the independence, the reaching out, and even if artists have went from one line to another or different ventures, it's all good community, positivity, and supporting each other, because that's as collectors, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, and we were collectors and fans too. I was a huge comic book guy when I was a kid, and I think like a rising tide raises all boats. You know what I mean? So we're having a good time working with other independents to help them bring their stuff. Like Eddie and I both went to product design, and we've worked in the toy industry, so we can do things, and we know how to do certain things that maybe an independent who's an illustrator or a designer doesn't. We can help with that kind of sculpture, with the design and prototyping, and then of course we have manufacturing connections and stuff like that. So
I hate asking it, and it's not so much a softball question because it's a tough question, but it's one that a lot of people who don't understand some of the behind the scenes, they go, when? Give me a timeline. And I know it's probably not the best to say, next month, next year, 2 years from now. What are we hoping for?
So with the Bandido, it's been, if you've been following us at all, it's been a long road. Right. I would say a 2-year toy development time is fairly normal. We just showed our process along the way. But so we just now went back into production. As soon as I get back, I'm sending the other half of a very uncomfortable check to send. But then we're 31 to 45 days out from our first test shot. Yes. And typically a thing like this would be about a 155-day turnaround. But because we've had all this time with the design and with the files, like everything is done. So we're looking at a couple months. I'm still trying for second quarter, but it's going to be like right on the cusp.
Really? Wow, that's soon. Well, that's good. That's good to hear.
And we know everybody's been waiting, so we're
it's tough
doing everything we can but maintain the quality. You know, that's a really important thing.
Right.
We were gifted or grandfathered into our engineer in Hong Kong from one of our professors who worked with him for 30 years building toys.
Nice.
So we're excited for people to see the quality of it and stuff too. So
I think most mature and grown collectors understand.
Yeah.
I want quality over, you know, over speed and now and everything. We're not looking for the quick fix, because when we do finally get it in hand, when it follows the storyline that you guys exactly just spelt out and the vision that you guys had, and we could see it and hold it in our hands, that's when we're like, that's when you got the customer for life, or at least the customer that's going to support you in any way that they can.
And you know, like I want new. I love Batman, I love Spider-Man, but I've seen 800 versions of them, and I want new story, new characters, and that's what we really want to do with the company. So
I'm pretty sure I could see a lot of awesome characters in any of these vehicles, any of these setups, these dios, and again, with these characters right here, it fits me. I had my granddaughter here yesterday, and we were just looking at the most odd and most unique characters, because she watches G.I. Joe with me, the original animated series. But at the same time, she's like, "Ooh, Papa, look at that. Can we paint it purple? Can we paint it pink? Can we paint it yellow?" So customization as far as in our minds, but when you guys as creators bring it, hey, I could go get it right now. It's right there. Yeah. So.
Well, and I remember going to conventions, comic book conventions as a kid, and when you see that new, bright, energizing kind of, you know, inspiring story, you know, that's what we're all here for.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, again, guys, hit them. How can we reach you guys?
Oddfrog Entertainment on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. .com.
Oddfrog Entertainment.
Yeah,
That's
anywhere you type in Oddfrog, we come up. I think, you know, it's probably a unique enough name that you'll find us.
It's odd enough. That's for sure.
That's exactly right.
All right, guys. Have a great Toylanta. We'll see you guys at the next show.
Sir,
all right.
Appreciate it.
This whole place is so cool, and I love it, and we're gonna go here all the time.